The forest nymph seduction. Deep in the forest, beneath the lush canopy of trees, lived a nymph. She was a creature of magic and mystery, known for her seductive powers. Many had fallen under her spell, and none had ever returned. But one day, a young man stumbled upon her lair, and he was about to become her newest victim. The nymph was beautiful in a way that no mortal could ever comprehend. Her long hair cascaded down her back in waves, and her eyes sparkled like diamonds. She wore a flowing gown of leaves and flowers, and her skin was as smooth as silk. She beckoned him closer, and he felt himself drawn to her like a moth to a flame. The young man had heard stories of the nymph, but he had never believed them. He had thought that they were just tales told by superstitious villagers to scare their children. But now, as he gazed into the nymph's eyes, he realized that the stories were all too true. The nymph moved closer, and the young man felt her warm breath on his skin. He knew that he should run, that he should flee back to his village and never return. But he couldn't move. He was under her spell, and he knew that he would do anything that she asked of him. The nymph whispered in his ear, and her words were like sweet music. She promised him all of the pleasures of the world, and he believed her. He was ready to follow her anywhere, to do anything that she asked. But as the nymph moved closer, the young man saw something in her eyes that made him pause. He saw a hint of sadness, a flicker of loneliness. Suddenly, he realized that the nymph was not the monster that he had thought she was. She was just a lonely creature, searching for someone to love. The young man took a step back, and the nymph looked at him in surprise. He reached out to her, and she took his hand. They stood there for a moment, staring into each other's eyes. And then, without a word, the young man turned and walked away. To this day, no one knows what happened to the young man who stumbled upon the nymph's lair. Some say that he was never seen again, that he was lured into the forest and devoured by the nymph. But others say that he found his way back to his village, and that he never forgot the sadness in the nymph's eyes.